Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super simple smash cake. How exciting, right? You can make your very own smash cake at home. Just continue watching and I will show you how. Alright, let's go over the ingredients real quick. You're going to be needing some buttercream or whatever frosting you have. I made this one. You're going to be needing like a cake level thing. Your cake, of course. This one is an 8-inch. You're going to be needing your cake pad, which is the cardboard thing that goes under the cake. You're also going to be needing a turntable if you have one. It makes it easier to decorate. You're going to need the Wilton Tip 2A. You don't need it, but if you have it, awesome. And you're going to need a piping bag. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is I kind of like to turn my cake and kind of go up and down so that I know that it's going to come out nice and smooth like this. And then I turn it upside down on a wax piece of paper because I don't like to put it just on my counter. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to level off our cake, but you have to make sure that if you're using one of these tools, you have to make sure that it's higher and not low like that, because then you're gonna waste all of your cake. You just gotta make sure that it's a perfect height and leveling it off and just cutting off that top piece that's kind of like shaped like a dome. So yes, very carefully. You don't have to use one of these tools. If you have maybe just a knife, just cut it off and that'll work just fine. Now I'm going to take off a piece and I'm just going to put it to the side. And this is, don't throw this away. Give it to your family members. They'll eat it. I know my kids do. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to carefully pick it up and show you guys what it looks like. Perfect, just like this. Then I'm going to get my cardboard pad and I'm going to put a little bit of frosting on the bottom so that the cake is able to stay on the cardboard and it's not sliding everywhere when you're decorating. And also you have to make sure you don't skip this step, because if you just put your cake on top of it, it could probably like fall over, slip and slide. And then another thing that I like to do is put a little bit of frosting on my turntable so that the cake board is not sliding off either and it's easier to decorate. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I turned it upside down and I'm going to start putting on the crumb coat first. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piping bag, I'm going to cut off a tip just a little bit, and I'm going to be putting my tip into the piping bag just like this. Make sure that when you are cutting your piping bag that you're not cutting it too big, if that makes sense, because if you cut the hole too big, the tip is going to fall right through and you just kind of wasted a piping bag. Alright, so just be careful. Alright, the next step is I'm going to fold the piping bag just over a little bit so that I'm able to put the buttercream inside the piping bag just like this. This little technique is actually makes it a little bit cleaner, neater, so that your piping bag does not get all messy and then it's hard to work with. Okay. Alright, so what I'm using, like I said at the beginning, is buttercream. I personally like to use buttercream when I'm frosting my cakes. I don't really use whipped cream just because I feel like it's a little bit lighter, but one day I will find a better whipped cream frosting that I'm able to decorate my cakes with. Alright, so what we're gonna do next is we're going to be putting our frosting on our cake. It doesn't matter if it's getting all over the place. All you're doing is putting this frosting. It's going to be your first simple little layer, which is called a crumb coat. What that means is you're going to be hiding all the crumbs inside the cake. You're sealing them inside so that your cake looks nicer. The crumbs are inside. They're stuck to the frosting. And what you want to do is you got to make sure that you cover your whole cake with the frosting. It's just a small thin layer, nothing big. You have to do this step. If you don't do this step, your cake might have a lot of crumbs probably on the outside if you don't do this step. So this is a crumb coat and you got to make sure that you do this step, okay? Alright, so now what I'm going to be doing is smoothing it out. After I smooth it out, I will be putting the cake into the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes. The reason I'm doing this is to make sure that it hardens a little bit so that I'm able to decorate the outside better. So yeah, don't forget, Do not forget this step, okay? It's really important that you're doing this crumb coat. Just like I said before, it's just a thin layer of frosting, covering it all up, getting sealing all of the crumbs into the cake, and then it's going to harden after it's in the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes. Before I like to stick it into the refrigerator, I like to clean it off just a little bit, and it looks like this. Alright, so while the cake is in the refrigerator, I'm going to be making a different shade of blue. I like to use the Wilton food coloring set. The person that ordered this cake wanted it to be a darker blue, so I went ahead and added just a little bit of the blue. It's the royal blue if you're asking. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stir it up, get it to the type of, or get it to the blue shade that I would like for it to be, just like this. And now we're ready to start our second layer, which is actually going to be our last layer. So now I'm going to be showing you how I decorated this cake. All right, so what you're going to do is you're just going to start down at the bottom. You're going to squeeze a little bit and it makes like a dollop or a little circle, whatever. And then you're going to be needing a spatula, and this is also a Wilton spatula. It was kind of hard for me to decorate at this point, but then I did kind of change the angle here in a little bit so that you could see it a little bit better. What you're doing, honestly, you have to have patience for this, because if you don't and you're rushing, it's not going to look good. So honestly, what you do is you just dollop a little bit, just like this. You take your spatula, and you have to make sure that you're cleaning your spatula every time that you smooth it out. Smooth it out just like this. Kind of go halfway into the dollop, and then just slide it, smooth it out, and you'll get this very super simple, cute technique. I know it was kind of hard at this point. The reason it was hard was because I added a different shade of blue. I should have made it the same color, and that would have been easier for me to kind of smooth it out and just blend in with the same color, but I wasn't thinking at the time, so I just had to improvise. What I mean with the different color is I should have made the crumb coat, the blue shade, just a little bit darker, because since it was light, it wasn't kind of blending in with the outer layer of the shade of blue that I was using. The crumb coat was, of course, lighter blue, so it kind of didn't really match or blend in together, but it's fine. I mean, we're eating this cake, so it's fine, right? All right, so now we're headed to we started the second row. It's the same thing, guys. You dollop and you just smooth it out. As you can tell, I clean my spatula every time that I use it, because if you don't, it's gonna get messy. Okay, I kind of started doing just a little bit more. It wasn't just like a one swipe, it was more like a 1, 2, 3, whatever. The reason I was doing this again was because I wanted the darker blue to kind of shade in with the back of like the crumb coat, just because it was lighter. All right, so just continue doing this technique. You dollop and then you smooth out away, just like this. Okay, so now we're ready for the top of the cake. Again, guys, it's the same technique. I just think, honestly, that this cake looks super cute. I don't know about you, but I really think it looks super cute. It's easy, super simple to make. You can make this at your house, make it for your little baby. I mean, honestly, super cute, right? What I'm doing again is I'm just dolloping, and then I'm taking my spatula and I'm cleaning away, just smoothing it away. There are many different types of ways to do this. You can make it like an ombre look, which was kind of like what I was going for, but I ended up just doing like a lighter blue at the bottom, and then it started getting darker at the top, which is kind of like an ombre look, but my cake was only one layer, so I guess I couldn't really add more of different types of blue, like shades of blue or whatever, but I think it still came out cute. All right, so what you're doing is dolloping again, and smoothing it out. Now I'm ready for the next row. Again, dollop and smooth away. Pretty simple, right? Okay, so comment down below. Tell me what you think. Do you like this technique? Do you not like this technique? Do you think you're going to be using it one day? Let me know. If there's something else that you would like for me to make, let me know also. I do decorate a lot of cakes. This weekend I'm actually making a Minnie Mouse cake, which is super cute, and I'm so excited about it because I'm going to be making the bow and I'm going to be making the ears. Alright, so we're almost done. Again, we're dolloping and we're smoothing away, guys. Super simple. And we are done. What do you guys think, guys? Honestly, I love the center part of the cake because it looks super cute. But anyways, thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you try this out soon. Super simple and easy, right? Anyways, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and like my video. And don't forget to click the bell so that you get notified every time that I post a video. Bye!